Ape Nation, what's going on? It's Thursday night, July 8th, 2021. It is approximately about 20 past 8 o'clock. And I think it's safe to say that some of you probably shit yourself this morning when you saw AMC hit $38. Hopefully none of my viewers did, because we've been paying attention and following this story for a long time now together. You know, I said this morning that there's something that possibly Dr. Burry was right about. I've been talking a lot about him recently because I do believe we're going to see a massive sell-off and correction in the market. And it just, the numbers don't make sense. The numbers for a massive correction do make sense. The fact that we keep climbing right now with inflation and these job reports and the Fed still printing money, it can't last forever like that. And I don't want to see a repeat of 2008. So when people told me this morning that the stock was down, because as you know, I don't watch the lines anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. Because that's what my emotion got involved way too many times when I first got in the market. And I paid a heavy price for that. So I discontinued that practice. But here's what I'll say about today. And let's be real, that was probably a little terrifying. But look at the strength of AMC. When we popped down to that level, we bounced right off, I believe it was the 50-day, and came all the way back up to close out at just under $48. If that doesn't show you the strength and integrity of this movement and the stock, I don't know what else will. So let's get into a little bit what happened today and what we can expect for tomorrow. Without further ado,
cue the speeder.
And you just said that on camera. This going viral.
Ape Nation, thank you for helping me pass 200 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, hopefully I can earn it today. So real quick, let's jump into the broader market for a second, and let's talk about the banking system. This article here is from NewJersey.com. And the title of the article is Wells Fargo to shut down all personal credit lines. Here's why that can hurt your credit score. And basically, Wells Fargo is eliminating all personal lines of credit in the next couple of weeks. According to a customer in a letter reviewed by CNBC, people who have outstanding balances will have to make required minimum payments, the 6-page letter said, and the bank will no longer offer new credit lines. If you don't think there's something going on behind the scenes, you're crazy. Why would Wells Fargo? Now, I know they've had some shady things in the past. They've had some class action lawsuits filed against them, and they had to rebrand the whole bank again. But they are eliminating risk. This is just another piece of evidence in my mind that what Dr. Burry is saying is that he's correct again, and he's got a point on what he's talking about. Senator from Massachusetts Elizabeth Warren went on. She put a tweet about Wells Fargo customers should not see their credit scores suffer because the bank is restructuring after years of scams and incompetence. And she's right. They shouldn't, but people are going to suffer from this. Retail and the regular Joe getting screwed over by big money. And, Dr. Burry said it. He said, history repeats itself again. Retail will be the ones hurting from this. And sure enough, the big banks are hurting the little guy. They go out and offer these credit lines, and then now they're rescinding on all of it. All right, let's jump into GameStop and AMC. So this article is from MarketWatch. It is from 4:40 this afternoon, so right after the market closed. GameStop and AMC turn around big on Thursday as retail investors unsubtly remind Wall Street they are going nowhere. Hashtag apes not leaving was a Thursday theme in the meme stock world. So it goes in the article here, and there is something here I thought was interesting. Shares of GameStop and AMC Entertainment started the holiday shortened week in something of a nosedive, with both falling sharply from Tuesday morning into midday Thursday, before sudden potent rallies fueled by Reddit chatter and Twitter hashtags saw both stocks recover dramatically, and AMC almost erased its weekly loss entirely before falling a little bit back in the afternoon. So guys, we still haven't made a huge jump anywhere, or the people saying that the squeeze started today. I actually saw that on YouTube, a creator, someone who I mentioned this morning, and I'm not going into it again because I'm not in a war with YouTube creators. I want all of us to get along. I just hate when people are misleading. But to say that the short squeeze started today, I don't know how anyone can say that. Did we gain 6.5% today on the day? Yes. Are we almost back to where we were at the beginning of the week? Yes. Did the short squeeze start today? I have no idea. So we had a great day today, right? We saw the market sell off for the first hour that the market was open. We saw a ton of red in every different sector. It didn't matter. Everything was getting crushed. I think when the market opened this morning at 9:30, there were 2 stocks that were green on the day. I'm not kidding. 2 stocks at 9:30. So in this morning's video, I talked about Dr. Burry and what he had said about that the meme stocks might be in trouble because retail was going to run out of cash. And I talked about the stimulus checks and how there was all that money infused back then. And I had mentioned that, there's a good possibility that AMC and Ape Nation is hurting right now because the stock price is so high, as we've been barcoding between $50 and $60 for the last couple of weeks. And possibly, now I was thinking this, but I can't say this because I don't want to be called shill or FUD ever. So I didn't want to say, hey, if we drop down below 40 or down to 31 or 32, we might see FOMO create again because people will be able to financially jump back in and take advantage of the price dip. But I have a feeling that's exactly what we saw today. So I saw a couple of people talking this morning, and they were talking about how, big Wall Street, big investors might have sold off this morning in the pre-market and then when the market first opened, because they were upset that Adam Aron had taken off the 25 million shares, and that's not good for long-term investment. But honestly, I don't see that. I don't think that's what we had today. I think we had a short ladder attack. And, of course, this is just my opinion. I have a feeling that we saw a massive short attack this morning and a sell-off, and some people might have paper-handed it, especially people who got in at $50 or $60. And it cascaded down a little bit. And as soon as we dropped below 40, we probably saw a lot of retail step back in. We might have seen some day traders step back in. I can't be sure of any of that. But someone was stepping in and driving the stock back up 10% the other way. I mean, we did a complete 180. And, in the article here, it mentions, as the headlines blared news that meme stocks were entering a bear market using the power duo as an example, retail investors who commonly refer to themselves as apes began to organize using one of their favorite weapons, hashtags. On Wednesday afternoon, the message #ApesNotLeaving began trending on Twitter, evoking a growing cry from the retail investor community that they had not yet begun to fight what it seems as market manipulation by hedge funds using synthetic shorts on stocks that mainstream finance wants to see crippled. And they bring out Trey's tweet here this morning. If you're worried about the price being down 5%, I've said it before, I'll say it again, the price is psychological. Patience. If anything, Thursday's move proved that there is no power stronger in the meme stock scene than the notion that retail investors have been conquered by short sellers. One tweet that summed up the day's parabolic move made it colorfully blunt that the retail crowd is not done with its quest for MOAS, the mother of all squeezes. And the article finishes off with a quote, if you even remotely try to argue that millions woke up at exactly 4 a.m. to sell off massive amounts of shares to call simultaneous massive dumps across multiple stocks and crypto, you're effing delusional. Tweeted at Katniss_AMC. This is going to be wild. #ApesNotLeaving, she concluded. And I will further that sentiment by saying, clearly, guys, we aren't going anywhere. This movement isn't going anywhere. They can drive this stock and they can short ladder it and attack it all they want. But retail is not going anywhere. And I think even some people who may have been tentative about this stock earlier probably now have more conviction seeing what we've been able to pull off. I think we've made believers out of people who probably didn't have this much faith in the stock, and maybe they have been thinking about selling off or getting rid of their shares. The one thing I would caution to everyone, besides the things Dr. Burry is talking about, I would say let's be careful because market manipulation works both ways, guys, right? We know that. This could be a move on their part. I mean, let's try to think, if we're the hedge fund, what would we do right now to get people to, how would we pull the rug out from under people? How would they do that? And by driving the price down and then seeing a nice bump so that all the people who got in, say, between 38 and 48 are now back to even again, or maybe they're even a little green, that people would be like, man, that was too scary. I'm out of here. I'm cashing out. That's what I would do if I was a hedge fund. I would show people a little good faith, maybe even some more good faith tomorrow. Maybe we get up over 50, although that's going to bring options into it, which is a whole different ball game. I don't get into options, but that will bring in, that could possibly bring in some problems with calls for tomorrow. So we might not see it go up over 50 tomorrow. I wouldn't be shocked. And, you know, I hate making estimations, but I wouldn't be shocked if tomorrow all day we saw it bounce between like 47 and 51 all day, back and forth. That wouldn't shock me at all. And then we finish the day like right under $50. That would be perfect for the hedge funds, right? All right, guys. So I'll be back tomorrow morning. I will have pre-market. I have some thoughts on Black Widow and what that could mean for us over the weekend. I think Black Widow will have a strong box office showing this weekend. I'm hoping so. Scarlett Johansson's going crazy. She's telling everybody that she's so brave because she's the first woman to ever be in an action movie, which was news to me. I saw Aliens back in 1986. And I don't know, I thought Sigourney Weaver was pretty good in it. She did a pretty good job in my eyes. Even the little girl did pretty good. So, I don't know. Actually, my favorite character in the show was a woman, Vasquez, which was one of the Marines. But apparently Scarlett Johansson is very brave for being the first woman to star in an action movie. So, let's give it to her. Let's go see it this weekend. I think it starts tonight on midnight. A lot of things could add up to seeing us making a move on Monday, which would be great. All right, guys, that's all I've got for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow morning before 8 o'clock with a pre-market video. If you made it this far, if you wouldn't mind liking the video, that would be great. Other than that, let's keep holding and keep the faith. We are still in the fight. This is not over yet. All right, guys, that's all I got. This is Ape Nation. I'm the Massalorian, and I'm out.